Good morning, evening, afternoon. I'm Tatocat. Welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Echoes, a Lucid9 fan game. Previously, we went over some of the weapons with the cell leader, captain, commander, whatever her title is, and basically told we have to get incepts put into our brains, which is little robots that reprogram our brains essentially. And we found out about armor that gets tighter after you get shot, which is fun, I guess. And yeah, now we're looking at our computer in the room, and we're going over what the incepts do. I've been told like not everything is done, so that's fine. But we'll go over what we can that isn't already in the codex. Incepts Medicine Protocol Series. The Medicine Protocol Series is designed to make an operative more familiar with the structure and function of the various organs and systems of the human body, as well provide them with the extensive knowledge necessary to treat any illness or injury they might come across in the field. The Automated Physiological Response Database, the first protocol of this series, program a comprehensive knowledge of the human body into an operative's prefrontal cortex, granting them almost instant access to every first aid and triage procedure known to current day paramedics. More complex and specialized medical knowledge, such as surgical, anesthetic, psychiatric, and diagnostic procedures, are also installed by the protocol, but require slightly more effort, focus, and time to call upon effectively. The second level of the medical procedural series, medical mechanindrite operation, allows an operative to neurally interface with their armor systems mechanindrite controller by increasing the processing power of their motor cortex through the use of their armor's neural independent neural receptors. There I went to this line, receptors. The 10,000 microscopic tendril-like synthetic appendages can be controlled. Now that just sounds a little creepy. Can be controlled independently by the operative to suture wounds and carefully manipulate bodily tissues, provided an adequate sensory control relay is implanted in the palm of their hand. Naturally, this relay is installed alongside the medical mechanindrite operation protocol. Cool. It would kind of suck if you get this protocol and like you get a crap remote and then you can't do the things you should be able to do. The third and final level of the medicine protocol series, Ultimate Protocol, Imhotep encodes. I'm hearing wasn't the other one like a Egyptian god too? I'll double check. Encodes a complete compendium of human medical knowledge, biomolecular data, diagnosis techniques, and treatment procedure into an operative's brain, all of which can be accessed within seconds, including surgical, anesthetic, psychiatric, and diagnostic procedures that would normally take minutes to access with a lower level protocol. For the operative that has this protocol installed, their reflexes and perception of time accelerate to a mind-boggling degree, allowing them to treat virtually any injury or illness within seconds, provided they have the proper equipment. Okay, that's cool. Okay. I just want to see if Horus, yeah. I didn't mean to right click that. Okay. Incepts. Didn't I do this? That's certainly disturbing. Okay. Skeep, because we read that. So, Incepts engineering. Okay, so we don't have that. I believe I just read only the medical, but just in case I want to keep doing it. Decryption. No. Okay. I didn't mean to click on it. Decryption. Incepts charisma. Right, no. Incepts intimidation. Okay, so they're different little incepts. Cybernetic enhancements. That one's not done yet. Weapons and armor. Okay. Back. Okay. I did organizations, equipment, enhancements. Okay, so we looked at the internet. View codex files. I read the codex. Secure communication. Cellular. There we go. I can word so well. Is there anything else in this codex file? I feel like not. Tripact phone. Yeah, this looks like the exact same stuff. But if I read it, it'd be in a less cool voice, I feel like. Equipment enhancements isn't... Oh, okay, Incepts. So we did that. Okay, so that one's not right yet. Personnel. Dossiers. Is that one not up yet? That's okay. This is a game in beta, so not everything is completed. So that's cool. But I like the fact that even though I can't read them now, that these are all options available at some point. Okay, I guess we'll go on to secure communications. Intracellular. I don't think we even have anybody to contact. Requisitions / financial operations. Okay, well, here we haven't done anything. Alright, so we can just log off now. I read the material that the commander wanted me to read. I doubt there's much more I can do here besides waste more time in front of a computer. All the INSIP's protocols and cybernetic enhancements seem fairly viable. If I have to pick one or two, it's bound to be a tough decision. I doubt mess hall is still serving lunch, but for now, some edamame or candy bar would be better than going the rest of the day without eating. ... Oh, what's happening? You asked to see me? Oh, question marks are happening. I don't know who this is. I did, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, ma'am. Okay, so the other person must be Emmy. I don't know if it's just me, but something isn't right with the ECG reading. Uh-oh. If something happens to Yama, I feel like Rui's going to blow everything up, because that's the only thing that's really keeping her here. And if something happens to him, well, you know, splody, boom, boom. Normally, I wouldn't bother you, and I apologize for doing so, but I double-checked, and I triple-checked, and there's something there that sounds abnormal. I still know who it is, so I'm just using my normal voice. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's fine. Crewman. Okay, so it's just a crewman. Mind if I check the vitals? Not at all, ma'am. Normal mitochondrial activity, 99% blood oxygenation, health rate and heart rate and BP within normal parameters. Everything looks normal. Sounds normal too. Any recorded malfunctions within the last 24 hours? No, ma'am. One sec. I'll run a diagnostic on the sensors. What the? Ma'am? SpO2 is at 98.8 and falling. Ma'am, arterial fibrillation detected. I could never perform on a medical drama. MCA protocol standing by. Should we deploy? Orders, ma'am. Stand by. Ma'am? That's not arterial fibrillation. Flip-flip-flappy-floop. That's Morse code. That definitely sounds like Morse code. Display history. Last 60 seconds. S H O W M. Alert the chairman. Looks like plans have changed. When I arrive at the mess hall, it is almost empty. As I start off towards the nearest vending machine, a small group of stragglers in lab coats catches my eye, invested in a discussion over tea at one of the far tables. Passing by, I noticed that one of them, a silver-haired woman who appears to be their senior, is gesturing towards a series of anatomic diagrams on an analog clipboard. I reflexively smile after they take note of me looking away, and I hurriedly pass by, hoping that they won't stare for too long. But I do manage to move through without too much trouble. That comes at the cost of having to deal with the scattered whispers behind me. I'm not used to this reputation that Kosuke has given me. I'm not used to being someone worthy of respect. In fact, most of the time, I don't think I even deserve to be noticed. If it wasn't for these fucking implants, I could probably just blend in and keep fulfilling my duties. But I suppose I'm just fated to stick out like a sore thumb. A sore thumb who, for some reason, gets hyped up like she's something special. I'd even go so far as to say that I'm lucky they didn't pluck anyone else for this job. After all, how else would I pay back what I owe? Oh my. Someone looks troubled. Oh, it's him! The guy whose voice I can't figure out what to do for. When did you... That's a secret. I'm afraid, though, I'd be more than happy to teach you something... some stealth techniques. Sometime. I'm rather hurt, Dr. Hayata. I would have imagined you join me for lunch. I was in the middle of course, you were in the midst of pining over your comatose betrothed-to-be. Tell me, does it bother you that the poor boy can't give consent in his current state? Or is that non-issue for someone like you? Do you honestly think that's an appropriate question for you to be asking? Why? Too loaded for you? More like drum-fed. Excuse me. Trying to keep my temper, I stepped past Hisao and began studying the selection offered by the vending machine in front of me. I can already see that it's not great. Chips, chocolate, and so many varieties of candy that you'd think the gummy fucks started using sweatshop labor. We're supposed to be a medical company, and yet the only things in here that look like they have the slightest bit of protein are the dehydrated tofu chips and bags of assorted nuts. And of course, Mr. Swab is here too. As if this day couldn't get any more tiresome. Do we have HR down here? I feel like responding to you, reporting you to someone. We're the closest thing I am, I'm afraid. Fair enough. After reaching in to tap the purchase icon above the dehydrated tofu, I move my wrist towards the scanner to finalize the transaction. In the nick of time, however, Hisao extends his arm and the machine scans his instead. Please allow me. A lady shouldn't have to buy herself snacks on her first day. How chivalrous of you. chivalrous of you. This guy never shuts up, does he? Oh well. I suppose it's a non-dick move, surprisingly. Clutching the snack that I'm almost certain is going to give me indigestion, I take a seat at the nearest table. Well, you're awfully close to Sao. And to my dismay, Sao sits down on the other side of the table. I hope you'll forgive my persistence, Dr. Hayata, but the commander asked me to speak with you. I assure you it isn't personal this time, as much as I'd like it to be. Color me flabbergasted. Mind telling me what you're on about? Of course not, my dearest doctor. As you're likely already aware, the Special Services Division makes use of a unique suit of weapons and armor in order to ensure the maximum protection of its operatives during missions. You won't be expected to endure one perpetual firefight 100% of the time, but more often than not, our work requires us to. You know what, I'm beginning to tire myself out with all this jiggery pokery. Jiggery pokery. What is jiggery pokery? I feel like that's something my grandmother would say. The commander, for some reason I can't explain, wanted me to take you to the training room and show you how your suit works. Are you sure you were the one she asked for? I'm afraid I did, Operative. Commander? Sorry. I had to come down here and interrupt you two. I had a hunch you'd think Suzuki pulled this excuse out of his ass so he could creep on you without any repercussions. You say that as if you intended to actually do something about it, Commander. Good point. I'm in a good mood today, so instead of hashtag me too in you, I'm going to reread that. I'm in a good mood today, so instead of hashtag me tooing you or rambunctious visage straight into the nearest crematorium, I'm going to let you off with a warning. I'm having trouble figuring out if that was a joke or not, and from the look of Hisao's face, he seems to be in the same situation. Now then, with that out of the way, I'll get right into the news. The chairman wants both of you to be mission ready by tomorrow, and I'd rather not get my ass handed to me for failing to deliver. I don't know if it's some paradox, billiards, Russian roulette, fourth dimensional, hypercube, chess strip poker type of fuckery beyond our understanding, or if it's just a poor attempt at comedy. But our newest fire team is going to consist of you two before we can find a third operative to join up with that particular impending gong show. Regardless, it's an order from the brass. Wait, what? Commander wants me to be a fire team? With Suzuki? I'm quite shocked as well. You know, I do my best work alone, ma'am. If this is an order from the brass, then it sounds like someone misplaced the alloy composition. Haha, I get it, 'cause the brass. Clever nerd joke. The commander sighs and turns to Sao. Suzuki, you've already demonstrated your competence as an operative. I'm not worried about that. Just, when you're doing anything mission related, could you make an effort to keep the wisecracking to a minimum? It's hard enough, as it is, on base. Of course, ma'am. Mission always comes first. Thank you, Suzuki. The commander takes a step back. Look, I know the two of you might not take these orders, and from a person that perspective, from a personal perspective, they might not be the easiest to follow. Oh, they might not like these orders, got it. That being said, do you think you can carry them out? Yes, ma'am. I concur, unfortunately. Dot, dot, dot. Are we getting our first mission? Alright then. When you're ready, I'd like both of you to report to the armory and equip your L4V1. Guardian armor. I just read this as lobby. For you, Hayata, that's going to be over your carapace, which you can change into behind the lockers. I know I'm saying this wrong. Is it Serapis? I'm going to call it Serapis from now on. Ooh, I got a mission. One of your current objectives has changed. Cool, cool. Okay, let's look at my objectives. Mission training room active. Before she sends you on any missions, the cell commander wants to see you fight. Find Hisao in the training room and defeat him in a live fire exercise. Rewards: 300 EXP, 100. Oh, is it 1,000? 100,000 Japanese yen. Plus cybernetic upgrade points. Cool. Plus skill upgrade point. Plus 1 squad upgrade point. Cool, 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 cool. Also, Wendigo is the name of the chapter. I didn't realize that. I named one of the episodes Wendigo. Wendigo. Okay. I think this is very obvious. Like, they tell you over here and over here that something's happening. It's not just in a corner you might miss it. It's very obvious. Unless you're just looking straight here, you will not miss that something has changed. Once that happens, Suzuki will meet you in the training room, and you'll room, and you'll show him what you can do. Talk to him when you're ready. It's a bit of, and you'll's a bit of a mouthful. And you'll is better. I've got a bit of work to do. What? You're just gonna leave me like that? Okay. Well, I guess we'll see how training goes with his Sal. Hopefully he doesn't do anything that's worthy of #me killing him and incinerating him or whatever Emmy said in the next episode.